What's going on, guys? It's Parkour Games here with my first 2K upload. I'm going to show you all my build that I'm going to make going into 2K. It is a sharp guard. The reason I say sharp guard is because I'm going to show you all the same build, one at point guard, one at shooting guard. The reason I'm doing this is at point guard you get a couple extra badges, but you do lose a little bit of an attribute upgrade. So as you see here, we're at shooting guard in the first build. You select the pie chart with the highest shooting percentage, and obviously you'd want the fastest physical profile you have. So going on to my attributes, I did not touch any of the finishing attributes because with this build, you're really not going to go to the basket. Like you're a shooter and passer, and then you get some defense. Like don't go to the basket unless you are wide open. You're gonna stay back and you're gonna pull from three. The good thing about this build is you get the whole 30 shooting badges. Like that's the max shooting badges you're gonna get, and it's nice to have all that when you're gonna need like gold quick start and stuff like that. So then we have all the defensive badges that come in with this, which I think this is like a good average defensive build. Like obviously it's not a two-way build, but like for being as good of a shooter as I am, it's a pretty good defensive build. And as you see right there, I used like the last 6 attributes I had to upgrade the driving layup because I just had nothing else to upgrade because I upgraded everything else on my player. So I got with um, all the badges on it. I thought about going up 6'6", 6'7" to make my player more like Klay Thompson because that was kind of where I was trying to go with it. But I feel like you don't really gain a whole lot by going up a little taller, and just staying 6'5" seems to maybe be the way to go. This build kind of reminds me of like James Harden, basically. You know, without the I won't be able to drive like he is, but like with the facilitating and the shooting abilities, it's real nice. Um, that's what this build is, by the way. This is a sharp shooting facilitator, so I feel like it gives you the ability to be the second guard or be the sharpshooter on the team, but it also gives you the ability to be the facilitator if you need to be the main guard or whatever it is. So obviously, I've been picking spot up shooter with this build a little bit. You maybe as we play the game and see that you need to pick the other one, but spot up shooter seems to work easier. And you can see it's Allen Houston, James Harden, Buddy Hield. It really, besides like I said, besides the driving, because you don't get driving, it really feels like a James Harden type build. And like as you see right here, like you go up to 85 and you already have a 93. So like if you buy all the VC and upgrade your player to 85, you're already gonna have a 93. Obviously, you gotta get the badges and do all stuff like that, but that's just that was crazy to me when I saw that. I sat here for a second and looked. I was like, oh wow, I'm already at a 90. And you go up to 9, you go up to 93 or 92, and it's just this has been my favorite build I've made so far, and I think this has been the best shooting build I've seen. I'm not the first one to do this. People have already made this build, obviously, but it's the best shooting one I've seen, so that's the one I decided to make because I wanted it to be a shooter this year. And then here's me upgrading the badges. I don't think there's a set way to do this. Everyone, obviously has their own way of they want to do it and badges they think you need to have. I've watched videos and I've seen people say catch and shoot's going to be overrated this year, and I've seen someone not touch volume shooter and then someone swear by volume shooter. So I feel like we don't really know enough information on this stuff yet. So I was just kind of messing around with it recently, and that's why I put volume shooter at Hall of Fame. So there's the obvious ones you need, like I said, but here are the playmaking badges. The quick steps, obviously, to make me faster because I'm kind of a slower at 6'5" as a shooting guard, and that's when I go to 6'5" as point guard for the next build. This is kind of the main badges I've seen people use for a shooting guard, and have that playmaking and facilitating ability really helps having those 15 badges. And then the defending badges is one of the things I've seen that were obvious. The clamps and intimidator are what you really need. The other ones were pick dodger and pickpocket. I picked pick dodger for the fact of in park you have to be dodging a lot of picks and you might not get steals that often, and I think it's gonna be important to dodge picks. But anyways, now we're on to the point guard, and I didn't really think about making this until my boy Hoove mentioned it to me. Shout out to Hoove. Uh, it's same build. I put on the same height because I'm gonna be playing more of a second guard. There's gonna be a lot of playmaking point guard and then me. So at a point guard, I moved all the way up to 6'5". So it's the exact same build except for you lose 24 attributes. You can take away 6 on the driving layups, so you lose about 18 since you don't really need the 6 that I had at the end of the shooting guard. And then, but you do get the extra 2 defensive badges, and so you also get the big thing was you get the dimer playmaking badge. You only get that as a point guard this year, and so as a shooting guard, you don't have the dimer. It would help other people shooting when you're doing facilitating playmaking things. So when you're doing those things, you really don't get that dimer badge, which is something good to have when you're trying to pass someone and help their shooting abilities. So it's really useful to just move it to point guard and play as a shooting guard or play as a second guard, even though you're at a point guard. Like you said, everything else is the same. You're a little bit quicker. You lose a little bit of the interior defense, but it's not much. And see, it still shows sharpshooting facilitator. It just has Kyrie and Steph because you're at the point guard position instead of the shooting guard position, even though you're 6'5" still. And like I said, there's a little difference. Like when it'll show you when you're at 85, you're not the 93-point shooting yet. It's a little lower than that, but it still gets up to the same. You still get to the 95, and it's still the same build. Like I said, there's only differences. So I thought it was a good build to show both because both have its advantages, and it just depends on what you think for the badges this year. You all should tell me down in the comments below what you think, if you think I should do the shooting guard or the point guard to get that diamond badge, or if I should just stay with the shooting guard and get those extra attributes to go up. But yeah, comment down below what you think. Comment on what you think about the badges, because I see that volume shooter badge pop up way too much, and people aren't even touching it when I see them, some of these big YouTubers making videos. And so comment below what you think on that, and let me know what you think about my build in general and what you all think. All right, and basically that's it. The rest of the video is just me doing the playmaking and defensive badges. You can see the gold dimer right there, and you can see the 2 extra defensive badges I do as the point guard since I get those. Other than that, the video, I have a couple clips at the end showing the build of me messing around in the demo, so it doesn't mean a whole lot. And I just wanted to say thanks for watching. I also picked the Carmelo Anthony jump shot, so if you all found any better jump shot, let me know. Obviously, when the full game comes out, we have more options. So thanks for watching. I hope you all have a good rest of your day.